Psalm 50. God, the judge of the righteous and the wicked. A psalm of Asaph. The mighty one, God, the Lord, has spoken and summoned the earth, from the rising of the sun to its setting. Out of Zion the perfection of beauty God has shown. May our God come and not keep silent. Fire devours before him, and a storm is violently raging around him. He summons the heavens above and the earth to judge his people. Gather my godly ones to me, those who have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens declare his righteousness, for God himself is judge. Selah, hear my people, and I will speak. Israel, I will testify against you. I am God, your God. I do not rebuke you for your sacrifices, and your burnt offerings are continually before me. I will not take a bull from your house, nor male goats from your folds. For every animal of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird of the mountains, and everything that moves in the field is mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you. For the world is mine, and everything it contains. Shall I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of male goats? Offer God a sacrifice of thanksgiving and pay your vows to the Most High. Call upon me on the day of trouble. I will rescue you and you will honor me. But to the wicked God says, what right do you have to tell of my statutes and to take my covenant in your mouth? For you yourself hate discipline, and you throw my words behind you. When you see a thief, you become friends with him, and you associate with adulterers. You let your mouth loose in evil, and your tongue harnesses deceit. You sit and speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. These things you have done, and I kept silent. You thought that I was just like you. I will rebuke you and present the case before your eyes. Now consider this, you who forget God, or I will tear you in pieces, and there will be no one to save you. He who offers a sacrifice of thanksgiving honors me. And to him who sets his way properly I will show the salvation of God. Psalm 51, a contrite sinner's prayer for pardon. For the music director. A psalm of David. When Nathan the prophet came to him, after he had gone in to Bathsheba, be gracious to me, God, according to your faithfulness, according to the greatness of your compassion, wipe out my wrongdoings. Wash me thoroughly from my guilt and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my wrongdoings, and my sin is constantly before me. Against you, you only, I have sinned and done what is evil in your sight, so that you are justified when you speak and blameless when you judge. Behold, I was brought forth in guilt, and in sin my mother conceived me. Behold, you desire truth in the innermost being, and in secret you will make wisdom known to me. Purify me with hyssop, and I will be clean. Cleanse me, and I will be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have broken rejoice. Hide your face from my sins and wipe out all my guilty deeds. Create in me a clean heart, God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and sustain me with a willing spirit. Then I will teach wrongdoers your ways, and sinners will be converted to you. Save me from the guilt of bloodshed, God, the God of my salvation. Then my tongue will joyfully sing of your righteousness. Lord, open my lips so that my mouth may declare your praise. For you do not delight in sacrifice, otherwise I would give it. You do not take pleasure in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit. A broken and a contrite heart, God, you will not despise. By your favor do good to Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will delight in righteous sacrifices, in burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then bulls will be offered on your altar. Psalm 52, futility of boastful wickedness. For the music director. A maskil of David. When Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul and said to him, David has come to the house of Ahimelech. Why do you boast in evil, you mighty man? The faithfulness of God endures all day long. Your tongue devises destruction. Like a sharp razor, you worker of deceit. You love evil more than good, lies more than speaking what is right. Selah, you love all words that devour, you deceitful tongue. But God will break you down forever. He will snatch you up and tear you away from your tent, and uproot you from the land of the living. Selah, the righteous will see and fear, and they will laugh at him, saying, Behold, the man who would not make God his refuge, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and was strong in his evil desire. But as for me, I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the faithfulness of God forever and ever. I will praise you forever because you have done it, and I will be in the presence of your godly ones. Psalm 53. Foolishness and wickedness of people. For the music director, according to Mahalath, a maskil of David, the fool has said in his heart, There is no God. They are corrupt and have committed abominable injustice. There is no one who does good. God has looked down from heaven upon the sons of mankind to see if there is anyone who understands, who seeks after God. Every one of them has turned aside. Together they have become corrupt. There is no one who does good, not even one. Have the workers of injustice no knowledge, who eat up my people like they ate bread, and have not called upon God? They were in great fear there where no fear had been. For God scattered the bones of him who encamped against you. You put them to shame because God had rejected them. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come from Zion. When God restores the fortunes of his people, Jacob shall rejoice. Is Psalm 54. Prayer for defense against enemies. For the music director, on stringed instruments. A maskil of David. When the Ziphites came and said to Saul, Is David not keeping himself hidden among us? Save me, God, by your name and vindicate me by your power. Hear my prayer, God. Listen to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen against me and violent men have sought my life. They have not set God before them. Selah, behold, God is my helper. The Lord is the sustainer of my soul. He will pay back the evil to my enemies, destroy them in your faithfulness. Willingly I will sacrifice to you. I will praise your name, Lord, for it is good. For he has saved me from all trouble, and my eye has looked with satisfaction upon my enemies. Psalm 55. Prayer for the destruction of the treacherous. For the music director, on stringed instruments. A maskil of David. Listen to my prayer, God. And do not hide yourself from my pleading. Give your attention to me and answer me. I am restless in my complaint and severely distracted, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the pressure of the wicked. For they bring down trouble upon me, and in anger they hold a grudge against me. My heart is in anguish within me, and the terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling come upon me, and horror has overwhelmed me. I said, Oh, that I had wings like a dove! I would fly away and be at rest. Behold, I would flee far away, I would spend my nights in the wilderness. Selah. I would hurry to my place of refuge from the stormy wind and heavy gale. Confuse them, Lord, divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around her upon her walls, and evil and harm are in her midst. Destruction is in her midst. Oppression and deceit do not depart from her streets. For it is not an enemy who taunts me, then I could endure it, nor is it one who hates me who has exalted himself against me, then I could hide myself from him. But it is you, a man my equal, my companion and my confidant. We who had sweet fellowship together, walked in the house of God among the commotion. May death come deceitfully upon them. May they go down alive to Sheol, for evil is in their dwelling in their midst. As for me, I shall call upon God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning and at noon, I will complain and moan, and he will hear my voice. He will redeem my soul in peace from the battle which is against me, for they are many who are aggressive toward me. God will hear and humiliate them, even the one who sits enthroned from ancient times, Selah, with whom there is no change and who do not fear God. He has put forth his hands against those who were at peace with him. He has violated his covenant. His speech was smoother than butter, but his heart was war. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Cast your burden upon the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken. But you, God, will bring them down to the pit of destruction. Men of bloodshed and deceit will not live out half their days. But I will trust in you.